Welcome back, everybody. Hope everyone's having a wonderful start to their weekend. I am back from Baltimore, got in last night. I was super excited to get back. I have some stuff to show you that I've gotten in the mail this week. But first off, just wanted to really rave about Camden Yards. I went there on Monday evening and they were playing the Blue Jays, a game in which they won. My God, what a beautiful ballpark. I've been wanting to go there ever since it opened and never really had the opportunity to do it. And it was well worth the trip. I was there for work, so it wasn't necessarily inconvenient to be able to go into the city to be able to get there, but it was definitely a must do when I was there. It was a super hot and muggy night, but I didn't care. It was a beautiful atmosphere. There was only maybe like 11 to 12,000 fans in the seats, but let me tell you that the fans that were there were really into the game. And you could tell that they just were just feeding off the energy of the game itself, and I think the players in turn were feeding off the energy of the fans. This team was really exciting to watch. I think Ryan Mountcastle and Adley Rushman are going to be quite the little pair for that team for years to come. They had a lot of excitement in the ballpark that night. They played that way as well. It's definitely what's kind of lacking, and I think in watching the White Sox right now, where it seems like when they win, it's kind of a relief that they won and they didn't lose. Whereas I think the Orioles team, as much as they're trying to win, they don't feel the same pressure. Maybe it's because they haven't reached that, that goal before winning the division, but they just look so relaxed out there. In fact, Toronto looked like the team that was really pressing. So it was really kind of interesting to see a team that's kind of on the rise, and me being a fan of a team that's just treading water right now that probably was expected to do a lot better. But I couldn't speak more highly of the ballpark, the amenities there, the staff that were working there, and just the people around the ballpark. It was a really great experience, and I would recommend it. And hopefully you enjoy some of the pictures I put in here, starting even with the picture from the shirt I got leading into the video. I'll put a few of those at the end of where I took when I was at the game. But anyway, I got some stuff in the mail this week. While I was gone, I was actually been working on this book that I actually heard recommended first by Mike the Baseball Collector. If you get a chance to watch his channel, he's got a lot of cool stuff, but he talks about this book. It's not very difficult to read in that the text is pretty small as far as like how much they put on a page. There's not like a ton of it. Its reading level is probably maybe 8th grade or so. So it's not really difficult to read, but it tells you a lot about that era in baseball cards, from Bowman making cards from 48 all the way to the end of their time making cards when Topps won out in 1955. But I'm really enjoying it, so thanks for the recommendation, Mike, out there. Hope you get a chance to watch it. So a few things I got this week. We'll start with me going to the hobby shop before I left town last weekend. It was National Baseball Card Day, so I got my free pack, and here were the guys I got in it, hoping to be able to get an auto, but didn't think that was going to be likely. Wilson Contreras, not really, for me, not being a White Sox fan, but a Cub nevertheless. Carlos Correa, Christian Pache in a Athletics jersey after the trade. Did pull Mike Trout, which is not too bad. Pretty happy with that one. And then I got a Spencer Torkelson rookie card. So I got 2 Tigers in here, including one of the big rookies right now. So I don't even know how great of a season he's even having at this point, but it's kind of cool to at least pick up that rookie card. So I'm in between building sets right now, so I'm kind of filling out a few things that have been on my watch list and a few projects I'm working on. One of which is the Topps Gold cards from 2001. So I'm down to about 13 from Series 1 and 2, and then I want to get some of the updates of like Stars and Hall of Famers. So I still needed Joe Torre. So this one finally came to auction the other day, so I was able to pick it up. Again, these are all numbered out of 2001. And if you remember, this is the first year they did a numbered parallel set for their base set for every single card in the set. So pretty excited to pick up this one. And this was an era where I was collecting for a brief period of time. So I wanted to kind of go back and see if I can get them all. The big ones still being Pujols rookie and the Ichiro Suzuki rookie. And then I got Mike Piazza. So I'm down again, I think about to 11 for the first 2 series combined, and then I think all the update cards. I don't think I have all those at this point, but happy to pull those out in my collection. Put those to the side now. So As I mentioned, that was the era where I was collecting. I started back again about 2000 after a period of time being out of the game. And I picked up this autograph because I owned it previously and I sold it. But I wanted to reacquire it because it actually was a much better looking Paul Konerko autograph. So I saw one come to auction the other day. This is from 2000 Fleer Gamers. They have a little piece of the bat in there. So these bat cards were pretty popular at that time. But the ones that are autographed are really nice and popular. So I'd like to be able to get the Derek Jeter one at some point. They're not numbered, so it's actually a pretty affordable one. But the Jeter one is autographed. So I'd like to be able to pick that one up for my collection. We'll leave this one out and put him right next to the man himself, Paul Konerko, over there. The World Series hero, Paul Konerko for the White Sox. The most modern card I got in this order was a card that's already 17 years old, but Derek Jeter gold card on a PSA 9 came to auction not too long ago, and I wanted to be able to make sure I won this card. So I was able to get it at a pretty good price, and I was happy with it. Looks in pretty good shape. I already had the card ungraded, but I'm happy to be able to pick up its graded copy at this point. So I'm pretty happy to be able to get the 2005 Derek Jeter gold card. Pretty good photograph, in my opinion. I think he's jumping over, I think, a San Diego ball player at that point. That might be Khalil Green, for those of you who might remember that name. All right, now we're going back to vintage, and I got a couple White Sox cards. I got one that didn't come in the mail yet, but I'm hoping to be able to get that one and show you at some point. But both of these are autographed. One's a Hall of Famer, one's not, but they're both White Sox players. First one that's a really big White Sox name is Billy Pierce. This is his 1951 Bowman. It's also autographed right across here, just below his arm. So Billy Pierce was our best pitcher during this era of the 1950s into like just the very early part of the 60s before he got moved on. It's been up for Hall of Fame consideration a few times, hasn't been able to win it, but he's a player that the number is retired for the White Sox, and he's got a statue out at the currently Comiskey Park right now, whatever name they're choosing to call it at the moment. But for me, it's still Comiskey. So he's got a statue out there. So it's actually a nice little collection of like 51 Bowmans I'm starting to pick up, which was, you know, like the last year that Bowman dominated Topps. Topps had put out a game edition at that point. Those really unpopular cards. Actually pretty scarce in comparison to 1952s, but they're so uncollectible, people don't tend to gravitate towards them. So again, happy to be able to pick up this rookie card, and an autographed rookie card nevertheless. Here's the backs. As you can see, they're not too exciting, but the 1951 set is very collectible because the codes of the cards are readily available. There's a couple that are going to cost you quite a bit in there, and those are obviously pretty well known. That's going to be Willie Mays and also Mickey Mantle. Monty Irvin also has a big rookie in that one as well as Nellie Fox, which I have that one. Which kind of remind me, I don't think I've really showed off the 51 Bowmans that I have that are graded. Starting with George Kell, Hall of Fame third baseman. I also played for the White Sox for a little bit of time. Got a SGC2 at a good price back in the day, right before I think things got kind of crazy. Chico Carousel rookie card. He was the White Sox shortstop for a period of time until Luis Aparicio took over the position. He was traded then to the Indians. I think he may have even played for Baltimore maybe for a brief period of time. But I picked up that one because it was his rookie card and part of the 51 set. Billy Southworth, who's a manager, but he's a Hall of Fame manager, mostly for his experiences with the St. Louis Cardinals and winning championships in the 1940s. This is the only card where he appears where I think he's not a player. He does have some player era cards back in the 20s, I think the 20s, maybe early 30s, that are much more expensive. But this one's not too expensive to pick up, but you do have to kind of keep your eye out there because they don't have a lot of them graded. So sometimes they can get sneaky expensive just because of that, but you can get a raw card pretty inexpensive. As I mentioned, Nellie Fox, you know, I think I've shown that one on the channel before, so his rookie card's in this set as well. It's one of the pricier rookies, but obviously not comparing with Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle. And then Leo Durocher, the Lip. I have his manager card here from the 1951 set as well, which I picked up from the local card shop, I think right before the pandemic. So anyway, those are my 51 Bowmans. So let me put him back out, Billy Pierce back out in the corner over here. And then my final pick up of the day would be, I'm going to switch this autograph around. How about that? So Billy can fit in the background. Is a 1956 Topps card. So that one already has a facsimile autograph on it, so sometimes people don't like that. I've been looking to pick this one up because I wanted to get all the Hall of Famers for the White Sox in 56 set. So I got the 3 big ones, which are players known for playing for the White Sox. And there's this one other one that played for the White Sox for 2 seasons, but it's also in the Hall of Fame, but he's more of a Tiger Hall of Famer, and that's George Kell. So I'll pull it up to the camera first at this point so you can see the autograph on there. What's kind of cool is they put Hall of Fame 1983 on there, which I think is really cool. He, pretty well-known broadcaster in addition to being a player. So I think that's part of the reason he got a lot of notoriety, and at some point, I think eventually got into the Hall of Fame as a result of it. This one's graded out as, card itself is a very good 3, which is fine. That's pretty good for me for the 1950 cards. Unless there's some glaring like crease or like, you know, ink or something on there that's not supposed to be there, that takes away from the value. I'm fine with 3s. The only criticism I might have is that he signed part of his face. It would be nice maybe if he actually moved it over just a little bit so his last name Kell didn't actually go over his face. And here's the back of the card. So anyway, those are my pickups. I'm pretty excited to share those with you. I have a few more things to clear off my watch list that I've had for the last few months, over the course of the next few months, that I'll be able to show and share. So I'm hoping to be able to pick those up at some point. Hope you guys enjoyed and have a wonderful weekend.